One of the early successes in the driving genre, Pole Position, released in 1982, and there couldn't have been a more smashing follow-up to Namco's previous hits, Pac-Man, Galaga, and Dig Dug. The first racing game to feature real-life tracks, Pole Position rocketed into first place in the arcade sales in Japan, then the rest of the world by 1983. The cabinet hardware was more powerful than anything else on the market at the time, and it showed, driving a fluid racing experience unmatched at this point. It not only focused on completing the tracks you raced on, but also how many racers you passed. And while Sega's Turbo had handled this before, this was a rarity among games trying to emulate the F1 circuit style of racer. The colors, the speed, and the dramatic explosions, if you so much as graze another vehicle, made a huge impression on the gaming world both in the arcade and on home consoles. Following shortly after the original game, an update released as Pole Position 2, and even though it wasn't much more than a modification, it too shot up to number 1 on the charts in 1984 with the original game coming in second. That game also made it home to consoles, but oddly enough, the series sort of trailed off from there. There was no official Pole Position 3, but instead the follow-up was called Final Lap. And yes, that is the same Final Lap series that spawned the odd RPG racing hybrid for the TurboGrafx-16, Final Lap Twin. Right at the height of its popularity in 1983, Parker Brothers snagged the rights to bring it to the home in board game form. Made for 2 to 4 players, they went with an interesting set of gimmicks for this one. Rather than dice or a spinner for fast-paced action, each player gets a set of cards that define their movement and a few other items. Since the starting positions for each car are fixed, the cards are adjusted to balance out the movement, giving the other cars an equal chance. Rookie cars are also on the track and must be avoided, and just like in normal driving, you can't shift lanes when there's a solid line rather than a dashed one. This, combined with cards that allowed you to move the rookie cards as you wish, can be used to box in your competitors. There's also the rather odd mechanic of a moving road. Each of the straightaways can be shifted at the command of a card, which allows more blocking or possibly sending someone to the outer corner of a curve to delay them. You're encouraged to arrange your cards as you see fit for tactical plotting, but once you've arranged them, you need to keep them in that same order until you've filtered through your deck to the end. You learn a lot on your first turn, but man, trying to plan ahead isn't the easiest thing to do. We managed to stay relatively close for most of the game, until Jenny's red car pulled away and left us in the dust to compete for second place.
Two.
You should put it right there. Slow him down. He's on the inside track.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you're not winning yet.
6. 1, 2. There we go. All right.
Got any memories of playing this in the arcade or at home? Let me know in the comments below or on Twitter at TesseractUnfold. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, spread the word, and I'll catch you all again next week.